Okay, and they're going to be the next lawyers. They're going to be the next kids working on the airplanes that you're flying around in. You know, we want them to have the most technical advantage they can have in their education, because a lot of everything nowadays, you know, is so much different. My wife had an operation that was completely robotic. Okay. She laid on her stomach in some harness, laid face down in some harness for 4 hours while they probed and did stuff, you know. I mean, it's all, you know, technology. So where Cuban says oversold and underused, he said that a long time ago. Things have changed since then. So, and I know he says that again in that article. Is that right? Yeah. So, what's your teaching philosophy? Are you teaching centered or student centered? Meaning, are you more of a facilitator or an explainer? Are you giving students a place to go to find information, or are you going to just explain it ad nauseum to them? Okay. Are you having an interest and an effort and knowledge by required curriculum? So this is the student motivation is really key here, because again, we have Common Core standards where students have to get, you know, a certain percentage of students have to get a grade, and you're worried about that because it could, you know, cost you your job theoretically, you know. So I mean, we're worried about this stuff. So are you doing small groups? You doing whole groups? You know, what are you doing? What's your philosophy? So we'll talk about philosophy a little bit later and different types of philosophy as we go on. Flipped classrooms. Have you heard this term? No? Huh? Just in this class? All right. So flipped classrooms is a good concept. And it's employ technology to reverse traditional models. So students lead classroom activities and arrive prepared and ready to go to learn and completing activities and contributing online. So teachers manage group experience in class and provide a podcast or something to be watched outside of class. What is that? It's not in class. What is it? It's homework. Okay.
I was going to say reinforcement.
Well, I mean, we could use all these words. You're right. I mean, conceptually, you're absolutely correct. But, no, you're fine. No, but it's homework, you know? So instead of going home and reading a chapter, they got to watch a podcast or something. They've got to watch something. They've got an online assignment. Okay. But it's still homework, and it can be problematic because, you know, hey, would you be, you know, rather watching the videos on this and that and partying with your friends and going up to Bajas or whatnot, or would you rather be watching me on a podcast? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so it's a yeah, it's a good concept, but it's really hard to do, particularly at this level, because I only see you once, twice a week. Now, when you're with those kids every day, you know, it can be different. Because I'll try, we're going to do it. We're going to see what happens with the Kahoots. Okay? We'll see what happens, and then when you come and do the Kahoot the next day, we'll see what the score is. Okay? Again, Common Core standards. Critical reading and writing and math skills built on problem solving. So, language arts and math are the cornerstone of Common Core. Not physical education, not science, not music, just these. So, it's, when Common Core came out, get money for it. Okay, the federal government would dole out money, but unfortunately red states, because of the Democratic administration, we're not taking that money, Florida being one of them. So Florida has Florida core standards. They made their own standards, okay, but they essentially stole the Common Core standard. But they're based on language, arts, and math. But everybody wants a piece of that pie, so you're taking a physical education class, you're gonna be doing some writing in that class, where normally you wouldn't. Okay, and they're gonna check to see, you know, if you're using technology, if you're using some type of digital literacy, if you're using some type of language art and everything, okay? And then you have the math, which is also problematic, because you have the way you and I've learned, 4 divided by 3 equals X, you know, or 4 divided by 1/3 equals X, you know, we can figure that out pretty quick. The Common Core standards has you do this, where you put it in spots, and it's more of a conceptual approach instead of a procedural approach. You get the same way. Well, on the surface, this looks pretty crazy, right? Yeah. So it does. It looks nuts, but that's a very simplistic way to do it. When you start getting into heavier and heavier numbers with decimal points and all this other stuff, this conceptual approach is much easier to do than the procedural approach. Okay. Same with this. Long form method, box method. So, you know, in my day, we changed math too. Like my great grandmother's like, well, what are you guys doing? You know, to do math. We had the new way back in the 70s and 60s and 70s, and now we got this new way. And you know, unfortunately, Dad here's. Oh, I didn't put that picture up. I had one picture of Dad's go, what the hell are you guys doing? What does this mean? How do I help my kid? You know, because he doesn't understand it. You know, because he's used to doing it the procedural way or the long form way. The ISTE standards. What's ISTE stand for? It's the International Society of Technology and Education. Okay, and they're the ones that, I showed you those standards earlier for 5th grade. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that kind of make those standards up. So, and then the state departments of education around the country in every state take the ISTE standards and make sure that the schools are adhering to them. That's why we have all these assessments and all this stuff out there. So they say less teacher talk, more interaction and collaboration with students, less individual work for students and more collaborative projects, less emphasis on recall and testing and more on inquiry, thinking, and problem solving. So this goes with that notion of the 4 C's, which are what?
Creativity.
Communication. Collaboration.
Yeah.
Critical thinking. There's one more.
It's not creativity.
What?
Is it creativity?
Creativity. Okay. So, all this stuff. Now, very important for everybody to look at this. This is why you need your textbook. So, you need to wake up and look at this, all right? I'm not going a whole lot into ESTE, but this is an actual question going to be on your quiz this week, okay? And it's going to ask about ESTE. So did I say what this answer to this is in my little lecture? Is it on the PowerPoint?
No.
No. Okay, you need the book.
Is that the answer right there? With the check?
Huh?
Is that the answer with the check mark?
Yeah, you get a freebie, so you better, you know, I'm going to put this video up, so but it's on your PowerPoint, you know. This is the answer to this question that's going to be on there. So this is my point. It's going to ask about Rogers. It's going to ask about a bunch of stuff in here that I can't cover it all. That's why it's imperative you get the book. Okay, we're almost done. Different paths to technology and literacy. We have digital immigrants, those that came to computers later in life, and they often focus on the machine. You know, they're more worried about the box and what's in it than anything else. My late mother is a classic example of that. You know, we get her the computer and she's just so scared, you know, that she's gonna blow up the internet or something, you know, and she's gonna screw up the machine costs all this money and she's gonna ruin it because she doesn't know how to work it and all this stuff, so, I mean, you get this, and I'm sure some of you can know what I'm talking about. Digital natives, they've grown up using technology, usually focus on the applications. You know, what's the new app out there? So the initial experience is a lens filter of which we view the technological world. So this is why we have the paradigm paralysis, where those that are the digital immigrants, you know, they kind of stay in their boxes. They don't want to break out. I don't know why I put that up there. I thought it was funny. All right. My Paneri carburetor's here. Awesome. Students view the internet as a virtual textbook, reference library, virtual tutor, study shortcut, virtual study group, virtual guidance counselor, virtual locker, backpack, and notebook. So we got all this stuff. You guys, you know, you're still carrying books, but you know what? I don't see as many backpacks as I used to. You know, I don't see as many. You know, because most of us right here. I don't know why you're carrying that big heavy thing around.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I have stuff in it.
you have stuff in it, okay. But I just, on average, I don't see as many, you know, as I used to. I've been doing this for a little while. The digital disconnect exists when students perceive their teachers to be less internet and technologically savvy. So you get the, I don't know how you feel about me, and that's okay, I'm gonna be fine. But, you know, if you're getting somebody that's really not doing much with technology, you're probably not gonna be as interested, and you're probably gonna tend to be more disengaged. But it also depends on the teacher. Some teachers are so charismatic and so personally engaging that they will draw you in and they don't need all this stuff. You got any professors like that, teachers like that? Absolutely. No, he said no. But, you know, they are out there, okay? Students enjoy multitasking. It's true in here. I have to tell you, stop multitasking. Listen to what I'm saying. But you know, I get the stink eye. Like, what? I'm a multitasker. Okay? Yeah, you are, but I need you to pay attention sometimes. Okay? So teachers either bridge or the disconnect, or they broaden it. So, come back here. Shoot, I'm loving that on the video. So I put this, and I thought this was very profound. They don't even view technology as technology. It's just how they communicate nowadays. These kids don't even, why should they either? You know, why should they say, you know, this is technology. Whatever, it's my phone. You know, this is what I do. I mean, you know, these computers, it's not technology, it's how I get to where I need to go. Okay? Is that it? Is that it?
I think that-
Oh, aren't you happy? That's it, okay. Let me shut this off.